Hey, you. Yeah, you watching this right now, where are you tuning in from? Drop it in the comments below, and if you love crazy stories like this, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Hi there, friends. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Let's jump into a wild, fun story that's going to make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even cheer. Are you ready? I hope so, because this is a good one. Picture this: it's a sunny afternoon in a quiet neighborhood. The sun is shining bright in the sky, making everything look happy and warm. Birds are chirping little songs, hopping from tree to tree. The grass on all the lawns is cut nice and neat, like someone took a ruler to make it perfect. Kids are riding bikes down the street, laughing and yelling to each other. Dogs are barking, wagging their tails as they chase after balls. Everything looks so calm, so normal, like a picture from a happy little book. It's the kind of day where you just want to sit outside with a cold drink and enjoy life. Doesn't that sound nice? I think it does. But wait, hold on a second. Not everything is as perfect as it seems. There's one guy in this neighborhood who's about to shake things up. That guy? It's me. Hi, I'm Jake Tanner. I'm just a regular dude, nothing fancy about me. I like simple things: eating pizza, playing video games, and hanging out with my dog, Rusty. Oh, and one more thing, I love my RV. If you don't know what an RV is, it's like a big, cool camper van. It's got wheels, a little kitchen, a bed, and even a tiny bathroom. It's like a house you can drive around. Pretty awesome, right? I think so too. So, on this sunny day, I'm parked in my driveway. Yup, my very own driveway, right in front of my house. I own this place, it's mine. I worked hard to buy it, and I'm proud of it. My RV sits there, big and shiny, with its white paint sparkling in the sun. I'm inside, relaxing with Rusty. He's a fluffy brown dog with big eyes, and he's curled up next to me, snoring a little. I've got the windows open, letting the breeze come in, and I'm sipping on some lemonade. Life feels good. I'm not bothering anybody, just chilling out, doing my own thing. What could go wrong on a day like this? Well, a lot, actually. Stick with me, because this story's about to get crazy. Now, let's talk about my neighborhood for a minute. It's a pretty nice place, like I said. The houses are all lined up in rows, with flowers in the yards and mailboxes painted fun colors. There's Mr. Johnson across the street, he's an old guy who waves at everyone. Next door is Mrs. Carter, who grows the best tomatoes ever. Down the road is a kid named Timmy who's always kicking a soccer ball. It's a friendly spot, usually. But there's one person who doesn't quite fit the friendly vibe. Her name is Karen. Oh boy, Karen. She's not like the rest of us. She's different. And not in a good way. Karen lives 2 houses down from me. Her house is the fanciest one on the block. It's painted bright white, with a big front porch and perfect little bushes shaped like circles. She's always out there, making sure everything looks just right. She's got short blonde hair, always tied up tight, and she wears these big sunglasses that make her look like a movie star or maybe a spy. Karen's the boss of something called the HOA. That stands for Homeowners Association. It's a group that makes rules for the neighborhood, like no loud music or keep your grass short. Sounds okay, right? Sure, until Karen's in charge. Then it's a whole different game. See, Karen doesn't just follow the rules, she loves them. She loves them so much that she makes sure everybody else follows them too, whether they want to or not. If your trash can is out too long, Karen's there, writing you a note. If your dog barks once, Karen's knocking on your door. She walks around with a clipboard, checking on everyone, like she's the queen of the street. People call her the HOA Queen, and not because they like her. Nope, it's because she's always sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. She thinks she's better than everyone else, and she's not shy about saying it. Have you ever met someone like that? Someone who's always bossing people around? I bet you have. So, back to that sunny day. I'm in my RV, minding my own business, when I notice something. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Karen. She's standing on her porch, staring at me. Not just looking, staring. Her arms are crossed, and her lips are pressed tight together, like she's mad about something. I try to ignore her. Maybe she's just having a bad day, I think. Maybe she'll go inside and leave me alone. But nope, that's not Karen's style. She starts walking toward me, her flip-flops slapping the pavement with every step. Slap, slap, slap. Closer and closer. I can feel trouble coming, like a storm rolling in on a sunny day. What's she up to? Why's she so mad? I don't know yet, but I'm about to find out. Here's the thing about Karen, she doesn't like my RV. Not one bit. She's told me before that it's ugly and breaks the rules. She says it makes the neighborhood look bad, like I parked a giant monster truck in my yard or something. But it's not true. My RV is clean and nice, and it's on my property. I checked the rules, there's nothing that says I can't park it here. But Karen doesn't care about facts. She cares about what she wants. And what she wants right now is my RV gone. She's been bugging me about it for weeks, leaving notes and knocking on my door. Move it, Jake, she says. This isn't a campground. I just smile and say, it's my driveway, Karen. Relax. But relaxing isn't something Karen knows how to do. So, she gets closer. Slap, slap, slap. She stops right in front of my RV and stares up at me through the window. I'm sitting there with Rusty, trying to stay calm. Hey, Karen, I say, giving her a little wave. Nice day, huh? She doesn't wave back. She doesn't smile. She just points at my RV and says, this thing has to go, Jake. I'm not kidding this time. Her voice is loud, like she wants the whole neighborhood to hear. I lean out the window a little. Karen, I say, it's not hurting anybody. It's just sitting here. But she shakes her head. It's an eyesore, she yells. And I'm done asking nicely. Oh boy. Here we go. Now, I could argue with her. I could tell her it's my house, my rules. But I don't. Why? Because I've got a secret. A big one. Karen thinks she's the boss of everything, but she doesn't know who she's really messing with. See, I'm not just some guy with an RV. I've got something up my sleeve, something she'll never see coming. What is it? I'm not telling you yet. You've got to stick around to find out. This story's just getting started, and trust me, it's going to get wild. Have you ever had a nosy neighbor like Karen? Someone who's always in your business? Tell me in the comments, I want to hear your stories too. Let's pause for a second. Imagine you're me, sitting in that RV. The sun's shining, your dog's snoring, and then bam, here comes Karen, ready to ruin your day. What would you do? Would you yell back? Would you ignore her? I bet some of you would have some funny ideas. I'm keeping my cool for now, but Karen's about to push me too far. And when she does, that's when the fun really starts. Want to know what happens next? Of course you do. Let's keep going. Before we move on, let's talk about that RV for a minute. I love that thing. I bought it last year with money I saved up from my job. It's not new, it's a little old, with some scratches on the side, but it's mine. I fixed it up myself. I painted it white, cleaned the inside, and even put up some cool lights. It's my little getaway spot. Sometimes I drive it to the lake and camp out for the weekend. Me and Rusty sit by the water, roasting marshmallows, watching the stars. It's the best. So when Karen calls it an eyesore, it makes me mad. This RV isn't junk, it's special to me. But Karen doesn't care about that. She only cares about her perfect little world. Back to the story. Karen's standing there, yelling about my RV, and I'm starting to wonder what she'll do next. She's not the type to give up. I've seen her fight with other neighbors before. Like the time she told Mr. Johnson his flag was too big. Or when she made Mrs. Carter pull out her tomato plants because they were messy. Karen always wins, or at least, she thinks she does. But not this time. Nope, not with me. Because like I said, I've got a secret. It's something big, something juicy, something that's going to turn this whole thing upside down. Can you guess what it might be? Take a wild guess, I'll give you a hint later. For now, I just watch her. She's pacing back and forth in front of my RV, muttering to herself. This is ridiculous, she says. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I can see the neighbors peeking out their windows, watching the show. Timmy stops kicking his soccer ball and stares. Even Rusty lifts his head, like he knows something's up. Karen pulls out her phone and starts typing. "What are you doing?" I ask. She looks up at me with a sneaky little smile. "You'll see," she says. "You're going to regret this, Jake." Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. What's she planning? Is she texting someone? Calling someone? I don't know yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to be trouble. Here's where things get interesting. Karen thinks she's got me figured out. She thinks I'm just some lazy guy who doesn't care about the rules. She thinks she can boss me around, scare me into moving my RV. But she's wrong. So wrong. I'm not scared of her. I'm not moving anything. Why? Because I've got that secret I keep talking about. It's like a hidden card in a game she doesn't even know I'm playing. And when she finds out what it is, her jaw's going to hit the ground. Want a tiny hint? Okay, here it is. My secret has something to do with my job. That's all I'll say for now. Keep guessing, and stick with me to see if you're right. Let's wrap up this part with one more look at the scene. The sun's still shining, the birds are still chirping, but now there's tension in the air. Karen's out there, plotting something. I'm in my RV, waiting to see what she does. Rusty's wagging his tail, clueless about the drama. The neighbors are watching, whispering to each other. It's like the calm before a big storm. And trust me, that storm's coming. Karen's about to make her move, and I'm ready for it. Have you ever had a day that started all nice and quiet, then turned into a total mess? That's what's happening here. And it's only the beginning. So, what do you think so far? Are you hooked? I hope so. This is just the start of the story, there's so much more to come. Karen's got no idea what's about to hit her, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Drop a comment below, where are you watching from? Have you ever had a nosy neighbor like Karen? I bet you've got some stories of your own. And if you're loving this, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next part. We're just getting warmed up, friends. Stick around, it's going to be a wild ride. So, there I am, chilling in my RV. It's a sunny day, and I'm feeling good. My RV is parked right in my driveway, where it belongs. Inside, it's cozy and cool. I've got the windows open, letting the warm breeze blow through. My dog, Rusty, is snoozing next to me on the little couch. He's a fluffy brown pup with a wagging tail, and he's the best buddy ever. I'm sipping some cold lemonade, the ice clinking in my glass. The radio's playing a fun song, and I'm tapping my foot to the beat. Everything's peaceful. I'm not bothering anybody, just relaxing, enjoying my day. Life is sweet, right? Well, it was sweet, until I hear it. Tap, tap, tap. A sharp little sound on my window. I stop tapping my foot. Rusty lifts his head, ears perked up. What's that? I lean over and peek outside. Oh no. It's her. It's Karen. She's standing right there, just outside my RV, staring up at me. Her arms are crossed tight across her chest, and her face looks mad, like, really mad. Her eyes are squinting hard, like I just did something awful. It's the kind of look you'd give someone who kicked your dog or stole your candy. But I didn't do anything like that. I'm just sitting here. What's her problem? Karen's the lady from down the street, the HOA queen. She's the one who's always bossing everyone around, making sure the neighborhood looks perfect. She's got short blonde hair, tied up in a bun, and she's wearing her big sunglasses, like always. Today, she's in a bright pink shirt and flip-flops that slap the ground when she walks. She looks ready for a fight. And guess what? I'm the one she's fighting with today. Lucky me. She bangs on the window again, tap, tap, tap harder this time. Jake, she yells, her voice loud and sharp. This RV is an eyesore. An eyesore? That's a fancy word for ugly. She's saying my RV looks bad, like it's some rusty old junk pile. But it's not. It's clean and shiny, painted white, with cool little lights I put up myself. I love my RV, it's my special spot. I frown at her through the window. What's wrong with it? I ask, keeping my voice nice and calm. But Karen doesn't want calm. Oh no. She wants drama. It's against the rules, she snaps, pointing at my RV like it's a monster. You can't park this thing here. It makes the whole street look terrible. Her face is turning red now, and she's waving her arms around. I lean back in my seat, trying not to laugh. Rules? What rules? I checked the HOA book, there's nothing about RVs in there. This is my driveway, at my house. I own it. I worked hard to buy this place, and I can park whatever I want here. But Karen doesn't care about that. She's too busy yelling. I'm calling the cops, she says, her voice getting even louder. The cops? Really? I blink at her, surprised. Karen, I say, still trying to stay chill, this is my driveway. My house. My rules. I talk slow and clear, hoping she'll listen. But nope. She's not listening at all. She's already pulling her phone out of her pocket, her fingers moving fast. She holds it up to her ear, glaring at me the whole time. Hello, 911, she says into the phone. Yes, I've got a problem here. She's acting like I'm some big, scary criminal, like I just robbed a bank or something. It's ridiculous. I just shrug and watch her. Rusty tilts his head, confused. He doesn't get why she's so mad, and honestly, neither do I. But here's the thing, Karen thinks she's got all the power. She's strutting around my driveway like she owns the whole street. Her flip-flops go slap, slap, slap as she paces back and forth, talking into her phone. Yes, there's a man with an RV, she tells the 911 lady. It's parked right in front of his house, and it's breaking all the rules. She keeps going, making it sound like my RV is the worst thing ever. It's huge. It's ugly. It's ruining everything, she cries. I shake my head and take another sip of my lemonade. This is nuts. I'm not scared of her or her phone call. Why? Because I know something she doesn't. I'm not just some guy with an RV. There's something she's missing, something big. Can you guess what it is? Don't worry if you can't, I'll tell you more later. For now, just hang on tight, because this is about to get wild. Let's talk about Karen for a second. She's not new at this. She's been bossing people around forever. Like, last month, she yelled at Mr. Johnson because his flag was too tall. The month before that, she made Mrs. Carter rip out her tomato plants because they were messy. She walks around with her clipboard, checking on everyone, writing little notes if your grass is too long or your mailbox is crooked. She thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood, and most people just let her have her way. Why? Because it's easier than fighting her. But not me. Nope. I'm not giving in that easy. So, she's still on the phone, pacing in front of my RV. Yes, officer, I need someone here right now, she says. Officer. She's really going all out. I can hear her loud and clear through the open window. Rusty's watching her too, his ears twitching every time she yells. This guy won't listen, she tells the 911 lady. He's breaking the rules, and I'm sick of it. She's making me sound like some rebel troublemaker. But all I'm doing is sitting here. I haven't even said anything mean back. I'm just letting her talk, letting her think she's winning. Why? Because I've got that secret I mentioned. It's my little ace in the hole, and she has no clue. I look out at her and smile a little. Karen, I say, nice and slow, you sure you want to do this? She stops pacing and stares at me, her sunglasses slipping down her nose. What's that supposed to mean? She snaps. Her voice is sharp, like a teacher scolding a kid. I just shrug again. Nothing, I say. Just asking. But inside, I'm grinning. She doesn't know it yet, but she's walking right into something big. Something she can't control. What is it? Oh, you'll see soon enough. Karen huffs and goes back to her phone call. He's mocking me now, she says. Mocking? Me? Nah, I'm just sitting here, sipping my drink. But she's so mad, she's seeing things that aren't even there. Hurry up, please, she tells the 911 lady. This is an emergency. An emergency? Over my RV? I almost laugh out loud. Rusty whines a little, like he's tired of her noise. It's okay, boy, I whisper to him, patting his head. She's just being silly. But Karen's not done. Not even close. She hangs up the phone and points at me. You're in big trouble now, Jake, she says. The cops are coming, and they're going to make you move this junk. She calls my RV junk again, and that stings a little. I love this RV, it's not junk to me. It's my happy place. I've taken it camping by the lake, driven it to the mountains, slept in it under the stars. It's got a little kitchen where I make hot dogs, and a bed where Rusty curls up with me. It's special. But to Karen, it's just a problem she wants gone. Too bad for her, I'm not moving it anywhere. I lean out the window a bit. Karen, I say, you're wasting your time. The cops aren't going to care about this. She laughs a mean, loud laugh. Oh, they'll care, she says. I'll make sure of it. She's so sure of herself, standing there with her hands on her hips. She thinks she's got me trapped, like a cat cornering a mouse. But here's the funny thing, she's the one who's about to get a surprise. Not me. Why? Because of that secret. It's bubbling up inside me, ready to come out. Can you feel the tension yet? It's getting good, isn't it? Let's picture the scene. The sun's still shining, bright and hot. The birds are still chirping, but they sound quieter now, like they're watching too. My RV sits there, big and white, parked nice and neat in my driveway. Karen's pacing again, slap, 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 her flip-flops hitting the ground. Her pink shirt is bright against the green grass, and her sunglasses catch the light. She's talking to herself now, muttering stuff like, "This is unacceptable, and he'll see who's boss." I can hear her through the window, and it's kind of funny. She's so worked up over nothing. The neighbors are starting to notice. I see Mr. Johnson peek out his front door, his gray hair sticking up like he just woke up. Mrs. Carter's at her window, holding a tomato, watching with big eyes. Little Timmy's stopped kicking his soccer ball down the street. He's standing there, staring at Karen like she's a cartoon character. Everyone's curious. What's going on? Why's Karen so mad? They don't know the whole story yet, but they're about to find out. And when they do, it's going to be awesome. Karen keeps going. You think you can ignore me, she yells up at me. You think you're above the rules. I shake my head. I'm not ignoring you, Karen, I say. I just don't see the problem. That makes her even madder. Her face turns redder, like a tomato about to pop. The problem, she shouts. The problem is this. She points at my RV again, like it's the worst thing she's ever seen. It doesn't belong here, she says. This is a nice neighborhood, not a trailer park. Ouch. That's a low blow. But I don't let it get to me. I just watch her, calm as can be. She's still strutting around, acting like she owns the whole street. She walks over to my mailbox and taps it with her finger, like she's checking for dirt. Then she looks at my grass, squinting like she's counting every blade. Your yard's a mess too, she says. A mess? My yard's fine. I mowed it 2 days ago. But Karen's on a roll now. She's finding problems everywhere, just to make me look bad. You're a disgrace, Jake, she yells. I'm doing this neighborhood a favor. A favor? By calling the cops on me? That's a funny way to help. I take a deep breath and pet Rusty. He's wagging his tail now, looking at me with his big brown eyes. Don't worry, buddy, I whisper. She's all talk. But is she? She's got that phone call going, and she's acting like the cops are her personal army. They'll be here soon, she says, smirking at me. And then you'll have to listen. She's so smug, so sure she's got me beat. She thinks she's the big winner here, the queen of the street, putting me in my place. But oh, she's so wrong. Here's where it gets juicy. Little does she know, I'm not just some guy with an RV. There's something she's missing, something huge. I've been dropping hints about my secret, and it's tied to all this. Karen thinks she's the one in charge, but she's about to find out she's not. What could it be? Is it something about my RV? Something about my house? Or maybe something about me? I'll give you a tiny clue, it's got to do with who I really am. That's all you get for now? Keep guessing, it's going to blow your mind when you find out. Let's zoom in on Karen for a bit. She's still pacing, her flip-flop slapping away. Slap, slap, slap. She's talking to herself again, planning her next move. He'll see, she mutters. He can't win this. She's so sure of herself, it's almost funny. Almost. Because I'm not mad, I'm just waiting. Waiting for her to figure it out. Waiting for the moment when everything flips upside down. And trust me, that moment's coming soon. The tension's building, like a rubber band stretching tighter and tighter. Can you feel it? I bet you can. The street's quiet now, except for Karen. The birds have stopped chirping. The kids have stopped playing. Everyone's watching, waiting to see what happens. My RV sits there, still and solid, like it's part of the fight too. Karen's phone is back in her pocket, but she's still acting like she's on a mission. You're done, Jake, she says, pointing at me one more time. Done. I just smile and sip my lemonade. Done. Nah, Karen. I'm just getting started. So, what do you think? Is Karen going to win this? Or am I hiding something that'll turn it all around? The conf go by, and Karen doesn't let up. Oh no, she's not done with me, not even close. After that big scene with her yelling and calling the cops, I thought maybe she'd chill out. Nope. She's like a buzzing bee that won't leave me alone. Every single morning, she's out there, making trouble. I wake up, peek out my window, and there she is, Karen, the HOA queen, standing in front of my RV. She's got her phone in her hand, snapping pictures like she's a detective or something. Click, click, click. The sound echoes through the quiet street. She's frowning, her lips all tight, like my RV personally insulted her. What's her deal? I don't know, but she's not giving up. She doesn't just take pictures, though. Oh no, Karen's got more tricks. She starts leaving notes on my door. Nasty little notes, written in big, angry letters. I find one stuck to my front door with tape one morning. I pull it off and read it. You're ruining property values, it says. Property values? That's a fancy way of saying she thinks my RV makes the houses around here worth less money. I laugh a little. My RV? Ruining things. It's just sitting there, all shiny and white, not hurting anybody. But Karen doesn't see it that way. She's mad, and she wants me to know it. The next day, there's another note. This one's even meaner. I open my door, and it's right there, flapping in the breeze. Move this junk or else, it says. Junk. My RV isn't junk. It's my special camper, my happy place where I hang out with my dog, Rusty. I've taken it to the lake, cooked hot dogs in it, slept under the stars. It's awesome. But to Karen, it's trash. And that or else part. What does that mean? Is she going to do something crazy? I don't know yet, but I stuff the note in my pocket and shake my head. She's not scaring me. Not one bit. The neighbors start noticing all this. I see them watching from their windows, whispering to each other. Mr. Johnson, the old guy across the street, stands on his porch and stares. Mrs. Carter, the tomato lady next door, peeks through her curtains. Little Timmy, the kid with the soccer ball, points at me when he rides by on his bike. They're all looking at me like I'm the bad guy. Me. The guy who's just chilling in his own driveway. I hear them talking sometimes when I walk Rusty. That RV's a problem, one says. Why doesn't he move it, another whispers. They're starting to side with Karen, and that stings a little. But I don't budge. Nope. I'm staying right here, keeping my cool. See, I'm not mad. I'm not yelling back or tearing up her notes. I just watch her. Every morning, I sit in my RV with a cup of juice, looking out the window. There's Karen, taking her pictures, click, 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 and scribbling on her clipboard. She's like a robot, doing the same thing over and over. I sip my juice and pet Rusty, who's curled up next to me, snoring away. She's nuts, huh, boy? I say to him. He wags his tail, like he agrees. I'm calm on the outside, but inside, I'm starting to wonder. Why's she so obsessed with me? What's really going on here? Something's fishy, and I'm going to figure it out. Here's where it gets interesting. I've been hearing rumors about Karen. Little bits and pieces that float around the neighborhood. People talk when they think no one's listening, and I've got good ears. One day, I'm walking Rusty by the park, and I hear Mrs. Carter chatting with another lady. Karen's up to something, she says, her voice low. I saw a weird truck at her house last night. A truck? At night? That's odd. Karen's always acting so perfect, with her fancy house and her perfect bushes. What's she doing with weird trucks? I keep walking, but my brain's buzzing. Something's not right. Then, a few days later, I hear more. Timmy's mom is talking to Mr. Johnson on his porch. I'm picking up sticks in my yard, close enough to listen. There were noises from her garage, she says. Late at night, like banging or something. Banging. In Karen's garage? That's super strange. She's always so neat and quiet, well, except when she's yelling at me. What's she hiding in there? Tools. Boxes. Something spooky? I don't know yet, but I tucked that info away in my head. Little clues are starting to pile up, and I'm paying attention. I decide to keep my eyes open. Every day, I watch Karen a little closer. Not just when she's bugging me, but all the time. I sit in my RV with Rusty, looking out the window, sipping my juice. Most days, she's just taking her pictures and leaving her notes. But then, one evening, something weird happens. The sun's going down, painting the sky orange and pink. I'm about to close my curtains when I see a black van. It pulls up slow and quiet in front of Karen's house. My heart beats a little faster. What's this? A guy gets out of the van. He's tall, wearing a dark hoodie that hides his face. He's carrying a big, lumpy bag that looks heavy. He walks up to Karen's porch, and she opens the door fast, like she's been waiting. She looks nervous, glancing around, her eyes darting left and right. The guy hands her the bag, and she takes it quick, pulling it inside. They don't talk much, just a few words I can't hear, then he's back in the van and gone. The whole thing takes maybe 2 minutes. I blink, trying to figure out what I just saw. Karen. Nervous. With a mystery bag? This is big. I grab a little notebook from my RV table and write it down. Black van. Hoodie guy. Bag. Nighttime. I'm not a detective, but I feel like one now. What's in that bag? Why's she so jumpy? I don't know, but I'm starting to think Karen's got secrets of her own. She's always acting like she's perfect, like she's the boss of everything. But maybe she's hiding something shady. My RV's not the problem here. Maybe she is. The next day, Karen's back at it. She's out there with her phone, click, 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 taking more pictures of my RV. She leaves another note. This is your last warning, it says. I roll my eyes and toss it in the trash. But now, I'm watching her different. I'm not just annoyed anymore, I'm curious. What's she up to? That night, I hear noises from her house again. I peek out my window, and there's more banging from her garage. Bang, bang, bang. It's late, like, after bedtime late. What's she doing in there? Building something? Breaking something? Hiding something? I write that down too. Banging noises. Late night. Days turn into weeks, and Karen keeps coming. Every morning, she's there, pictures, notes, yelling. Move it, Jake, she shouts sometimes. You're ruining everything. The neighbors keep whispering, pointing at me. He's stubborn, they say. Karen's right. But I don't care. I'm not moving my RV. Why? Because I'm onto something. Those rumors, that van, those noises, they're clues. Little pieces of a puzzle I'm putting together. Karen's perfect little HOA world. It's starting to crack. And I'm the one who's going to break it wide open. Let's talk about that van again. I see it a few more times. Not every night, but sometimes. Always late, always quiet. The same hoodie guy, the same lumpy bag. Karen's always quick, door open, bag in, door shut. She's sneaky, but I'm sneakier. I start keeping track. Tuesday night van came at 10 p.m., I write. Friday night van at 11 p.m. It's like a pattern, but I don't know what it means yet. Is it food? Clothes? Something bad? I'm not sure, but it's weird, and weird is interesting. One night, I get brave. The van pulls up, and I sneak closer. I hide behind a bush near Karen's house, peeking out. Rusty's back in the RV, he'd bark and ruin it, so it's just me. The hoodie guy hands her the bag, and I hear her whisper, "Keep it quiet." Quiet? Why? What's she so scared of? The guy nods and leaves. I don't see what's in the bag, but I see her face, she's sweating, even though it's cool out. She's nervous. Really nervous. I sneak back to my RV, my heart pounding. This is huge. Karen's hiding something shady, and I'm getting closer to the truth. The neighbors don't know any of this. They just see Karen fighting with me, and they think I'm the troublemaker. But I'm watching her now, collecting clues. The notes keep coming, "Get rid of it," one says. The pictures keep happening, click, click, click. But I'm not scared. I'm calm, cool, and ready. Her world's about to fall apart, and I'm the one holding the hammer. What would you do if you saw something shady like that? Would you tell someone? Would you keep watching? I bet you'd be curious too. So, here we are. Karen's still at it, thinking she's winning. But I know something she doesn't. Her perfect little life? It's not so perfect. Those deliveries, those noises, that nervous look, they're all hints. Something's coming, something big. And when it hits, she's not going to like it. Stick with me, this is just the start of the crazy stuff. CT's hot now, she's mad, I'm calm, and the cops are on the way. What's my secret? How's this going to end? Hang on tight, because the next part's going to be even crazier. Can you guess what's coming? I bet you're dying to know. It all goes down on a Thursday. A regular old Thursday, nothing fancy about it, at least, that's what I thought. I'm in my RV, just chilling like always. The sun's up, shining through the windows, making everything warm and cozy. I'm sitting at my little table, sipping coffee from my favorite blue mug. It's hot and yummy, with just a little sugar, the way I like it. My dog, Rusty, is snoozing on the floor, his fluffy brown fur all messed up from rolling around. The radio's on low, playing some happy music, and I'm tapping my foot. It's a good day, or it was, until I hear something loud outside. Woo woo woo. Sirens. Yup, police sirens. They're close, getting louder every second. I stop sipping my coffee and peek out the window. My heart starts beating a little faster. What's going on? Then I see her, Karen. She's standing out there in my driveway, right in front of my RV. She's got her phone in her hand, holding it up like a trophy. Her face? Oh, it's smug. She's smirking at me, her lips all twisted up like she's won some big prize. I told you I'd call the cops, she yells, her voice loud and proud. She's practically bouncing, so happy with herself. I blink at her. The cops? Again. This lady doesn't quit. I lean out the window a little. Karen, I say, keeping my voice nice and calm, you're really doing this? She laughs a sharp, mean laugh. Oh yes, Jake, she says. You're done now? They're coming for you. She points at my RV, like it's some evil monster she's finally beaten. I shake my head and take another sip of coffee. She thinks she's got me. She thinks this is her big win. But oh boy, she's so wrong. Something's about to happen, something huge. Stick with me, because this is where it gets wild. The sirens get louder, woo woo woo, and then I see them. 2 police cars roll up my street, their red and blue lights flashing bright. They're big and shiny, with police written on the sides in big letters. The tires crunch on the gravel as they stop right in front of my house. Karen's eyes light up. She's practically dancing now, hopping from one foot to the other in her pink flip-flops. Slap, slap, slap. See, she shouts at me. I told you. They're here. You're in trouble now, Jake. She's so sure of herself, so full of glee. The neighbors start peeking out, Mr. Johnson from his porch, Mrs. Carter from her window, little Timmy from the sidewalk. Everyone's watching, waiting to see what happens. I set my coffee down and watch too. The car doors open, and 2 cops step out. They're tall, wearing dark blue uniforms with shiny badges. One's got a hat pulled low over his eyes, and the other's holding a little notebook. They look serious, like they mean business. Karen waves at them, all excited. Over here, officers, she calls. It's this RV. He won't move it. She points at me again, her finger jabbing the air. I just sit there, calm as can be. Rusty lifts his head, wagging his tail like it's a game. Easy, boy, I whisper. Let's see what happens. Here's where it gets good. The cops don't even look at me. Nope. They don't come to my RV. They don't knock on my door. Instead, they turn and walk straight toward Karen's house. Yup, you heard that right, her house. 2 houses down, with the perfect white paint and the round bushes. Karen's still smirking, but then she notices. Her smile starts to slip. Wait, she says, her voice wobbling a little. What's going on? She takes a step back, her flip-flops tripping over each other. The cops keep walking, right up to her front porch. My jaw drops, but inside, I'm grinning. Oh, this is too good. One of the cops, the one with the hat, steps forward. He's got a deep voice, loud and clear. Ma'am, he says to Karen, we've had reports of illegal activity at this address. Illegal activity? That means something against the law. Karen's face goes white, like all the color just whooshed out of it. What? She stammers, her hands shaking. What are you talking about? The cop doesn't smile. He just keeps going. Care to explain the packages you've been getting, he asks. Packages? My ears perk up. I know about those, the black van, the hoodie guy, the lumpy bags. This is it. The big twist. Karen's mouth opens, then closes, like a fish out of water. Packages, she says, her voice all squeaky. I don't know what you mean. But she's lying, I can tell. Her eyes are darting around, looking everywhere but at the cops. She's nervous, sweating, even though it's not that hot out. The second cop flips open his notebook. We've got witnesses, he says. Late night deliveries. Strange noises. Sound familiar? Karen's knees wobble. She grabs her porch railing to stay up. This is a mistake, she cries. I called you about him. She points at me again, desperate now. But the cops don't even glance my way. They're focused on her. I can't help it, I grin. A big, wide grin that stretches across my face. My jaw's on the floor, but I'm loving this. See, here's the twist. Turns out, I'm not just some RV guy. Nope. I'm an off-duty cop. That's right, I'm a police officer, just like the one standing there. I don't wear my uniform all the time, and I don't tell everybody, but that's my job. And guess what? I've been watching Karen for weeks. All those nights with the black van, the weird noises from her garage, I saw it all. I wrote it down, kept track, and tipped off my buddies at the station. I knew she was up to something shady, and now it's coming out. Karen's still freaking out. No, 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 she yells. You're here for him. For that ugly RV. She's waving her arms, trying to point the cops back at me. But they're not buying it. The hat cop shakes his head. Ma'am, he says, this isn't about an RV. This is about you. Her smirk is gone now, totally wiped off her face. She looks like she might cry. But I called 911, she says. I told them about Jake. And that's when it hits me, the best part of all. She did call 911 today, thinking she'd get me in trouble. But she didn't call them on me. She called them on herself. How's that for a plot twist? Bet you didn't see that coming. Let's rewind a little, because this is too good to rush. For weeks, I've been watching her. Every time that black van showed up, I was there, peeking out my RV window. I saw the hoodie guy, the bags, the way Karen acted all jumpy. I heard the banging from her garage, bang, 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 late at night. I wrote it all down in my little notebook. Tuesday, 10 p.m., van came. Friday, 11 p.m., more noises. I didn't know what she was doing, but I knew it wasn't good. So, I told my cop friends. Hey, I said, check out this lady. Something's fishy. They started digging, asking questions, talking to people. And they found stuff, big stuff. Turns out, those packages, they weren't just random things. They were illegal things. Stolen stuff, maybe, or worse, I don't know all the details yet. But the cops do. They've been watching her too, waiting for the right moment. And today? Today's the day. Karen thought she was so smart, calling 911 to get me in trouble. She thought she'd win, get my RV towed, be the big boss of the street. But nope. Her call just gave the cops a reason to show up right now, when she least expected it. She set herself up, and I'm loving every second of it. The neighbors are going nuts now. Mr. Johnson's jaw drops. He's just standing there, staring. Mrs. Carter gasps so loud I hear it from my RV. Timmy's eyes are huge, like saucers, as he watches from his bike. Karen's yelling at the cops, "This is wrong. You've got the wrong person." But they're not listening. The hat cop pulls out handcuffs, shiny silver ones that click when he opens them. "Ma'am," he says, "we need you to come with us." Handcuffs. For Karen? Oh, this is wild. She backs up, tripping over her own feet. "No," she cries. "You can't do this. I'm the HOA president." But the cops don't care about that. The notebook cop grabs her arm, not hard, just firm, and says, "Let's go." She's still pointing at me, screaming, "It's him. It's his fault." But nobody's buying it. I lean back in my RV, sipping my coffee, grinning like a kid on Christmas. My secret's out. I'm a cop, and I've been playing her this whole time. She had no idea. The cops start walking her to the car. Her flip-flops drag on the ground, scrape, scrape, scrape as she tries to pull away. "This is a mistake," she keeps saying. But it's not. It's justice. All those weeks of her bugging me, taking pictures, leaving notes, it's all crashing down on her now. And me? I'm the one who made it happen. Not just some RV guy, an off-duty cop who knew the truth. How's that for a big reveal? Crazy, right? Let's picture it one more time, because it's too good to miss. The police cars are parked, lights flashing red and blue. The cops are tall and serious, leading Karen away. She's a mess, hair falling out of her bun, sunglasses crooked, face all red and sweaty. My RV sits there, shiny and proud, not moving an inch. The neighbors are whispering, pointing, shocked. And me? I'm in my RV, coffee in hand, Rusty wagging his tail, watching the whole thing with a big smile. Karen thought she'd win, but she lost big time. Bet you didn't expect that twist, huh? I sure had fun pulling it off. It all goes down on a Thursday. I'm in my RV, sipping coffee from my blue mug. The sun's shining, and my dog, Rusty, is snoozing by my feet. Everything's calm until I hear sirens. Woo woo woo. They're loud, getting closer. I peek out the window, and there's Karen, standing in my driveway. She's holding her phone, smirking at me. "I told you I'd call the cops," she yells, all proud and happy. She's in her pink flip-flops, bouncing like she's won a prize. I just sip my coffee and watch. She thinks she's got me. Oh, she's so wrong. 2 police cars pull up, lights flashing red and blue. The tires crunch on the road. Karen's practically dancing now. "See, Jake," she shouts. "They're here for you." The neighbors peek out, Mr. Johnson from his porch, Mrs. Carter from her window, little Timmy from his bike. 2 cops step out, tall and serious in their blue uniforms. One's got a hat, the other's got a notebook. Karen waves at them. "Over here," she calls. "It's this RV." I stay calm, petting Rusty. "Let's see," I whisper to him. But then here's the twist: the cops don't come to me. Nope. They walk straight to Karen's house. Her smirk fades. "Wait, what's going on?" she says, her voice shaky. The hat cop steps up. "Ma'am," he says, "we've had reports of illegal activity here. Care to explain the packages you've been getting?" Packages? My jaw drops, but I'm grinning inside. Karen's face turns white. What?" she stammers. "I don't know what you mean." The notebook cop says, "Late night deliveries. Noises. Sound familiar?" She's sweating now, looking scared. I can't help it, I smile big. "See, I'm not just an RV guy. I'm an off-duty cop. Yup, a real police officer. I've been watching Karen for weeks, those black vans, the hoodie guy, the banging from her garage. I wrote it all down and told my cop buddies. Today, she called 911 to get me, but she got herself instead. How's that for a twist? The cops pull out handcuffs. Come with us, they say. Karen freaks out. No. It's him, she yells, pointing at me. But they don't care. They lead her away, and I'm grinning ear to ear. The cops grab Karen's arms, not hard, just enough to move her. Her flip-flops drag on the ground, scrape, scrape, scrape as she tries to pull back. This is wrong, she cries, her voice all high and squeaky. I'm the HOA president. You can't do this. Her blonde hair's falling out of its bun, flopping around her face. Her sunglasses are crooked, one side sliding down her nose. She looks like a mess, not the perfect HOA queen anymore. The hat cop shakes his head. Ma'am, he says, we've got evidence. Let's go. Evidence. Oh, I bet it's good stuff. Karen keeps fighting. No, 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 she yells, twisting her arms. You're here for him. For that ugly RV. She points at me again, her finger shaking. But the cops don't even glance my way. They're focused on her, walking her to the police car. The lights are still flashing red, blue, lighting up the whole street. I lean back in my RV, sipping my coffee, watching it all. Rusty wags his tail, like he's happy too. Told you, boy, I whisper. She's in trouble now. The neighbors are going crazy. Mr. Johnson standing on his porch, his mouth wide open. He's got his hands on his head, like he can't believe it. Karen, he says, loud enough for me to hear. In handcuffs. Mrs. Carter's at her window, holding a tomato, her eyes big as plates. Oh my, she gasps, dropping the tomato on her floor with a little splat. Timmy's on his bike, pedaling closer, staring like it's a movie. Cool, he shouts, pumping his fist. Everyone thought Karen was the boss, but not anymore. The hat cop opens the police car door. Get in, he says. Karen shakes her head fast. This is a mistake, she cries. I didn't do anything. But the notebook cop holds up his little book. We've got dates, he says. Times. Witnesses. Witnesses. That's me. I've been telling them everything, the van, the bags, the noises. Karen's eyes dart to me, and she finally gets it. You, she screams, her voice so loud it hurts my ears. You did this. I just wave at her, nice and slow, sipping my coffee. Yup, Karen, I sure did. She's still yelling as they push her into the car. He's the problem, she says. That RV's the problem. The door slams shut, bang, and her voice gets all muffled. I can see her through the window, banging on the glass with her cuffed hands. Thump, thump, thump. Let me out, she shouts, but it's no use. The cops get in the front, and the sirens start again, woo woo woo, as they pull away. Karen's face is pressed to the window, glaring at me, but she's gone. Off to the station. I laugh out loud, ha ha ha, and Rusty barks, wagging his tail fast. Good boy, I say, scratching his ears. The street's quiet now, except for the neighbors. They're all outside, talking loud. What just happened? Mr. Johnson asks Mrs. Carter. Karen's a criminal. She shrugs, picking up her squashed tomato. Guess so, she says. Timmy rides his bike in circles, yelling, Cops got her. Cops got her. It's like a party out there, and I'm the star, well, me and my RV. I step outside my RV, still holding my mug. The air's warm, the sun's bright, and my driveway looks perfect with my RV right where it belongs. Mr. Johnson walks over, his slippers flapping. Jake, he says, you're a cop. I nod. Yup, I say. Off duty, but yet. His eyes get wide. And Karen, he asks. I grin. She's been getting shady stuff, I say. I saw it all. He whistles, long and low. Well, I'll be, he says, shaking his head. Mrs. Carter comes over too, tomato juice on her hands. Jake, she says. You knew this whole time. I shrug. Sort of, I say. Kept an eye on her. Told my friends at the station. She laughs. You're sneaky, she says. Good sneaking. Timmy zooms by on his bike. You're awesome, Jake, he yells. I wave at him. Thanks, kid. I say. The neighbors are smiling now, not whispering anymore. They're on my side. Let's talk about Karen's face one more time, because it was hilarious. When the cops said illegal activity, she went from smug to scared in 2 seconds flat. Her mouth dropped open whoosh like a cartoon. Her eyes got huge, like she saw a ghost. And when they pulled out those handcuffs. Oh man, she looked like she might faint. All that yelling about my RV, all those notes and pictures, and now she's the one in trouble. I wish I had a camera for that moment. I go back in my RV and sit down. Rusty jumps up next to me, licking my hand. We did it, buddy, I say. He barks woof, like he's proud to. I think about all those weeks Karen bugging me, the van showing up, the noises. I knew something was off, and I was right. Being a cop's fun when I'm on duty, but this was extra fun. Catching Karen off duty, right in my own driveway. That's a story I'll tell forever. The street's buzzing now. More neighbors come out, asking questions. What did she do? One says. Was it bad? Another asks. I don't know everything yet, just that it's illegal, and the cops have proof. Maybe stolen stuff, maybe something worse. My buddies at the station will figure it out. For now, I'm happy just watching it all unfold. Karen thought she'd ruin my day, but she ruined her own. Funny how that works. I sip my coffee again. It's cold now, but I don't care. The RV feels even cozier, like it's smiling too. Outside, the neighbors keep talking. Jake's a hero. Timmy yells, riding by again. Hero. Nah, just a guy who likes his RV and knows how to spot trouble. Karen's gone, the cops are gone, and my driveway's peaceful again. What a Thursday. Bet you didn't see that twist coming, huh? I sure had a blast. The cops cuff Karen right there on her perfect lawn. Yup, right in front of her fancy white house with the round bushes and the big porch. The handcuffs click click, click around her wrists, shiny and silver. She's not the HOA queen anymore, she's just a lady in trouble. The hat cop holds her arm, and the notebook cop walks her to the police car. Her pink flip-flops drag on the grass, scrape as she tries to pull away. No, she yells, her voice loud and wild. This is a mistake. But it's not a mistake. Oh no, it's real, and it's happening right now. Turns out, those late-night deliveries, the ones with the black van and the hoodie guy, they were stolen goods. That's right, Karen was sneaking around, taking stuff that wasn't hers. She'd been running a little side hustle, a secret job, thinking no one would notice. Maybe it was jewelry, or clothes, or even toys, I don't know exactly what yet, but it was bad stuff. She'd hide it in her garage, making those banging noises I heard, bang, 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 while she moved it around. All this time, she was acting so perfect, bossing everyone, but she was the real problem. Crazy, huh? As they haul her away, she's screaming her head off. This is a mistake, she shouts again, her hair flopping all over her face. He's the problem. She points at me with her cuffed hands, jabbing the air like she's still in charge. Me. I'm just standing by my RV, leaning on the door, sipping my cold coffee. I give her a little wave, nice and slow, with a big grin. Bye, Karen, I say, loud enough for her to hear. Her face turns red, like a tomato, and she yells even louder. You did this, Jake. You. But the cops don't care. They push her into the car, thump, and slam the door shut. Bang. She's still yelling, but it's all muffled now, like a radio turned down low. I watch as the police cars drive off. The sirens start again, woo woo woo, getting quieter as they go down the street. The red and blue lights flash one last time around the corner, and then they're gone. Karen's gone too, off to the police station to face the music. My RV sits there, shiny and white, right where it's always been. The sun's still shining, the birds are chirping again, and the air feels lighter. Justice. Oh, it's served piping hot, like a fresh pizza straight from the oven. I laugh a little, haha, and my dog, Rusty, barks, wagging his tail. We got her, boy, I say, scratching his fluffy ears. The neighbors? They're stunned. Totally shocked. The same people who sided with Karen, who whispered about me and my RV, are standing there with their mouths open. Mr. Johnson's on his porch, his gray hair sticking up like he just rolled out of bed. "What in the world," he says, scratching his head. Mrs. Carter's by her fence, her hands all dirty from picking tomatoes. "Karen," she says, her voice squeaky. "A thief." Little Timmy's on his bike, pedaling slow, his eyes big. "Whoa," he whispers, like it's the coolest thing ever. They all thought Karen was right, that my RV was the big problem. Boy, were they wrong. Then they start coming over to me. Mr. Johnson shuffles across the street in his slippers, flap, flap, flap. "Jake," he says, "we had no idea." His face looks sorry, like he feels bad. Mrs. Carter walks up too, wiping her hands on her shirt. "Jake," she says, "we thought you were the troublemaker. We're so sorry." Timmy rides his bike right up to my driveway and stops. "You're awesome, Jake," he says, grinning big. "We didn't know." I look at them all, standing there by my RV, and I just nod. "No hard feelings," I say. "But maybe check who you're judging next time." They all nod back, like they get it now. I lean on my RV, petting Rusty, who's jumping around all excited. "It's okay," I tell them. "Karen fooled everybody." Mr. Johnson shakes his head. "She was so bossy," he says. "Always telling me my flag was too big." Mrs. Carter laughs. "She made me pull out my tomatoes," she says. "Said they were messy." Timmy giggles. "She told me to stop kicking my ball," he says. We all laugh together, ha ha ha, because it's funny now. Karen was the real mess, not us. The street's a lot quieter now. No more Karen stomping around, taking pictures of my RV, click, 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 or leaving nasty notes. No more yelling about rules or property values. My RV stays right where it is, parked in my driveway, looking shiny and proud. I worked hard to buy this house, and my RV's part of it. Nobody's moving it, not Karen, not the cops, not anybody. I smile at it, all white and clean, with the little lights I put up. "You're staying, buddy," I say, patting the side. Rusty barks woof, like he agrees. Let's talk about that moment again, because it was so good. The cops cuffing Karen on her long click, click with her perfect bushes all around her. She thought she was so smart, calling 911 on me. "Get that RV," she said. But instead, they got her. All those stolen goods, all those sneaky nights she didn't think anyone saw. But I did. Me, the off-duty cop, watching from my RV. I told my cop friends, and they waited for the perfect day. Thursday was it, and Karen walked right into it. She pointed at me, screaming, "He's the problem." But I just waved, wave, and watched her go down. Justice feels awesome. The neighbors keep talking. More people come outside now, hearing the news. "Karen's gone," one lady asks, holding her dog. "Yup," I say. "Caught red-handed." Another guy walks up, pushing a stroller. "She was stealing," he says. "Wow." I nod. "Yup, late night stuff. Bad news." They all look at my RV, then at me, then at each other. "We're sorry, Jake," the lady says. "We should have listened to you." I shrug. "It's cool," I say. "You didn't know." They smile, and it feels nice, like we're all friends again. I go back inside my RV and sit down. Rusty jumps up next to me, licking my hand. "Good boy," I say, giving him a big hug. The coffee's all gone now, so I grab some juice from the little fridge. It's cold and sweet, and I sip it slow, looking out the window. The street's peaceful, nobody's fighting, nobody's mad. Just kids playing, birds singing, and the sun shining down. My RV's safe, my house is safe, and Karen's gone. What a day. I lean back, happy as can be. Justice is served, and it tastes great. The neighbors start cleaning up. Mr. Johnson goes back to his porch, whistling a little tune. Mrs. Carter picks more tomatoes, smiling at me through her window. Timmy kicks his soccer ball down the street, thump, thump, yelling, "Jake's the best." I wave at him, laughing. "Thanks, kid," I say. Everyone's acting normal again, like the Karen drama never happened. But it did, and we all saw it. She's not the boss anymore. I guess I am, in a way. Not really, though. I just want to chill with my RV and Rusty. Let's think about Karen for a second. She's at the police station now, probably still yelling. This is a mistake. I bet she's saying. But it's not. The cops have proof, those packages, those witnesses, all the stuff I told them. She thought she could hide it, sneaking around at night, acting all perfect during the day. Nope. She got caught, and now she's got to pay. Maybe she'll learn something: don't mess with people, don't steal, don't be a bully. Or maybe not. Either way, she's out of here, and that's what counts. I step outside again, just to feel the sun. It's warm on my face, and the grass smells fresh. My RV looks awesome in the driveway, like it belongs there because it does. I worked hard for this place, saved up my cop money, made it mine. Karen wanted to ruin that, but she couldn't. She tried with her notes move this junk. And her phone calls, but it didn't work. I stayed cool, watched her, and won. Now the street's mine again, well, ours, me and the neighbors. No more HOA queen. The day goes on, nice and slow. I play with Rusty outside, throwing his ball whoosh, and he runs after it, barking loud. Woof, woof. The neighbors wave at me, all friendly now. Hey, Jake. Mr. Johnson calls. Good job. I wave back. Thanks. I say. Mrs. Carter brings me a tomato, red and juicy. For you, she says. You're a good guy. I take it, smiling. Wow, thanks. I say. Timmy rides by again. You're my hero, he shouts. I laugh. Just doing my job, kid. I say. It's like a big happy party, and I'm in the middle. I sit on my porch later, eating that tomato. It's sweet and messy, juice dripping on my shirt. Rusty sits next to me, wagging his tail. The sun's going down now, turning the sky pink and orange. My RV glows in the light, all shiny and cool. I think about Karen, off with the cops, and I smile. She thought she'd beat me, but nope. Justice came fast, hot, and perfect. My RV's here, my neighbors are nice, and the street's quiet. What would you have said to Karen in that moment? I just waved, but maybe you'd have something funny tell me. The night comes, stars popping out one by one. I go back in my RV, turn on the little lights, and sit with Rusty. We did good, I say. He barks woof, and I laugh. The neighborhood's back to normal, no more drama, no more Karen. Just me, my RV, and a happy ending. Justice. Yup, it's served, and it feels great. So, there you have it, friends. That's the whole wild story. A nosy hoa Karen thought she could boss me around, but wow, she never saw the truth coming. She was all loud and pushy, yelling about my RV, taking pictures, leaving notes, acting like she was the queen of everything. She thought she'd win, thought she'd scare me into moving my RV out of my own driveway. But nope. I stayed calm, watched her, and bam, the big twist hit her like a truck. She was the one hiding sneaky secrets, not me. And now, she's gone, and I'm still here, chilling with my RV and my dog, Rusty. What a ride, right? Let's think about this for a minute. Karen was loud, super loud. She'd stomp around in her flip-flops, slap, 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 telling everyone what to do. Move that RV, she'd yell at me. Your flag's too big, she'd say to Mr. Johnson. No tomatoes, she'd snap at Mrs. Carter. She was like a big, noisy storm, blowing through our quiet street, making trouble wherever she went. And everybody listened, or at least, they didn't fight back. Why? Because she was loud, and loud people sometimes trick you into thinking they're right. They shout and point and act all big, and you start wondering, maybe they're in charge. But here's the thing, sometimes, the loudest people have the most to hide. Yup, Karen was hiding stuff, big stuff. Those late night vans, the hoodie guy, the banging in her garage, bang, 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 it was all secrets. Stolen goods, sneaky deals, a little side hustle she thought nobody would catch. She acted so perfect, with her fancy house and her perfect bushes, but it was all a show. Underneath, She was sneaky, tricky, and not so nice. She pointed at me, called my RV junk, tried to make me the bad guy. But I didn't yell back. I didn't stomp around. I just watched quiet and calm, keeping my eyes open. And guess what? That's what got her in the end. The quiet ones. They're the ones you should watch out for. Think about that for a second. Have you ever met someone loud like Karen? Maybe at school, or in your neighborhood. Someone who's always bossing, always talking big, telling you what to do? I bet you have. Maybe it's a kid who says, "You can't play here," or "My toy's better." Or maybe it's a grown-up who's all, "Do this. Do that," all the time. They're loud, they're pushy, and they make you feel small. But here's a secret: sometimes, those loud people are scared. Scared you'll see who they really are. Scared you'll find out they're not so great. Karen was like that. She yelled to hide her sneaky stuff, but it didn't work forever. And me? I was the quiet one. I didn't fight her with big words or loud shouts. I sat in my RV, sipping my coffee, petting Rusty, watching her every move. I saw the vans, heard the noises, wrote it all down. I stayed cool, like a superhero who doesn't need to brag. And because I was quiet, because I paid attention, I caught her. I told my cop friends, and they swooped in woo woo woo, with their sirens and handcuffs. Karen never thought the quiet guy could win. But I did. So next time someone's loud and mean, don't just listen, watch. You might see something they don't want you to. What about you? Next time someone tries to push you around, what will you do? Maybe it's a bully at school, saying, "You're not cool." Or a friend who's bossing, "Play my game, not yours." You could yell back, sure. You could get mad and stomp off. But how about this: stay calm, keep your eyes open, and let the real story unfold? That's what I did with Karen. I didn't let her scare me. I didn't move my RV just because she said so. I waited, watched, and let her trip over her own tricks. You can do that too. Be the quiet one who's smart, not the loud one who's hiding. Let's picture it. Imagine you're at recess, and some kid's being loud, telling everyone, "I'm the boss of this game." They're shouting, pointing, acting big. Everybody's listening, following along, even if they don't want to. But you're on the side, kicking a ball, watching. You notice that kid sneaking candy from their pocket, candy they didn't share. You don't yell. You don't run to the teacher right away. You wait. Then, when the teacher walks by, you say, "Hey, look over there." The teacher sees, the kid gets caught, and boom, justice. You didn't have to be loud. You just stayed calm and smart. That's the trick. Karen didn't expect that from me. She thought I was just some guy with an RV, some lazy dude who didn't care. She strutted around, slap, 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 thinking she'd win easy. "Move that junk," she'd say, leaving her nasty notes. But I wasn't lazy. I was an off-duty cop, watching her every sneaky step. I kept my cool, let her talk, let her call the cops hot, and then watched her fall. The loudest one lost, and the quiet one won. That's a lesson right there: don't judge people too fast. The quiet ones might surprise you. So, what's the big idea? It's simple: stay calm, keep your eyes open, and let the truth come out. Life's like a story sometimes. You don't know the ending right away. Karen was the bad guy in my story, but she didn't start that way. She seemed like the hero to some people, bossing, fixing, keeping the street perfect. But I waited, watched, and the real story showed up. You can do that too. When someone's pushing you, don't just push back. Look closer. Listen. Wait. The truth always comes out, like the sun after a cloudy day. Let's think about my RV for a minute. It's still there, parked in my driveway, all shiny and white. Karen hated it, called it an eyesore, said it ruined everything. But it's my RV, my happy place. I take it camping, cook hot dogs, sleep under the stars with Rusty. It's not junk, it's awesome. And now, nobody's yelling about it. The neighbors like it, or at least, they don't care anymore. Mr. Johnson waves at me, Mrs. Carter gives me tomatoes, Timmy calls me a hero. They see me different now, because I stayed calm and let Karen's secrets spill out. My RV's a winner, just like me. What would you do with a Karen? Imagine she's bugging you, telling you your bike's too loud, or your dog's too fluffy. Would you yell? Would you hide? I say, be like me. Wave at her, smile, and watch. Maybe she's got her own secrets, maybe she's not so perfect. You don't have to fight loud to win big. Just keep your cool, like I did, sipping coffee while the cops took her away. That's power, the quiet kind. And it feels great when it works. Thanks for sticking with me, friends. This story was wild, huh? From Karen's yelling to the big cop twist, it's been a blast. I hope you loved it. Drop a comment if you liked that twist, or tell me your own story about a pushy person. Did you ever catch someone being sneaky? Did you stay calm and win? I want to hear. And guess what? I'll see you in the next one. More fun, more twists, more me and Rusty. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready, it's gonna be awesome. Let's end with one last thought. The world's full of Karens, loud people who think they're the best. But it's also full of Jakes, quiet ones who watch, wait, and win. Be a Jake, not a Karen. Stay calm, keep your eyes open, and let the real story unfold. You've got the power, even if you're quiet. And who knows? Maybe your RV or your bike, or your dog will be the hero next time. See you soon, friends. Stay cool.